Good Monday morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 forecast. A blend of sun and clouds today. Temperatures approaching 80, south wind 10 to 15. It's going to be around 65 tonight, kind of cloudy with light south winds. A chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm Tuesday, partly to mostly cloudy in the low 80s, but a better chance of showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night into Wednesday and Thursday. High temperatures in the 70s, low temperatures in the 60s. Your life, your music, we're KLEK 102.5 FM.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. The governing Spanish Socialist Workers' Party's won the country's third election in 4 years but has failed to win a majority. Sri Lanka's banned people from covering their faces in public following the Easter Sunday suicide bombings which claimed more than 250 lives. Czech international footballer Josef Širal has died after a bus carrying him and several teammates crashed. And Mick Jagger's Rolling Stones bandmates say the singer's doing well after surgery this month.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Monday to you. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Kabila Jones, and my guests for this morning, well, today is a two-part show. So my first guests are Ms. Sherry Eskridge. Did I say that right? All right, and Mr. Jordan Wilson from the Dean B. Ellis Library on the campus of Arkansas State University. And for many of you who may not know, April is National Poetry Month, which I love, so yay. And so the library has been doing many activities to get people more into poetry and writing and just hopefully finding ways to better express themselves, tap into that creative side of themselves. And so they're wrapping up the month tomorrow with an activity. But before we get into tomorrow's activity, I would first like each individual to introduce themselves and tell us, what role you play with the library or with ACE Day, how long you've been there, and then we'll run through the activities that you've already had and, what has been some of the feedback and what is the participation been like. And then there was something really special the mayor of Jonesboro did, so we want to talk about that as well. So, Ms. Sherry.
Good morning. I'm Sherry Eskridge, and I'm the Student Engagement and Outreach Librarian at Arkansas State University Dean B. Ellis Library. And I assist students. I also teach one of the Introduction to Academic Research classes. Okay. So there to also assist faculty and staff as needed.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Jordan.
I'm Jordan Wilson. I'm document delivery at the Dean B. Ellis Library, mostly including delivering books on campus and digital materials for students and faculty, okay. And then a huge variety of odd jobs.
All right, just whatever they decided they want you to do for that day.
Yeah, pretty much.
All righty then. And so again, April is National Poetry Month. So is this the first time that the library has been engaged in poetry-related activities?
A couple of years ago, they did something similar to the sticky note poetry.
Okay.
But that's about
the gist of
what they did.
Okay.
So this year's been a big one for the entire month.
And so we talked a little bit off air. You all have I want to call it display or section of the library where people can come and post little sticky notes. So sticky notes are yay big. So is it like just one line or so, or do they write really tiny? Or
well, what it is we have sticky notes with words already on them.
Okay.
And so the words are to the left of the board, and so they can take those words and create their poem to the right of the board. If there's a word that they want to use to create their poem that is not there, then there's some blank post-it notes right below the chalkboard there, and they can write their own word and create their poem.
Wow, I bet that's really interesting. Are there any pictures available on like the A-State website or anywhere?
Yes, they're out on social media, libraries, Facebook, the mayor's office Facebook, just
our Instagram.
Instagram, they're out there.
Okay,
yes.
I'm definitely gonna have to look that up and see what people have come up with.
They have some creative ones,
real
nice ones.
All right, and so also for this month, you have had been engaged in some workshops. So tell us about the workshops.
Well, we had one workshop that it was a mini workshop that the one of our partners, the A-State Writing Center,
Okay.
they hosted one at the Dean B. Ellis Library, and they also hosted one at Nettleton High School for the students at Nettleton High School.
What did you get to, at the high school, did you get to hear any of the students perform?
We didn't actually get to go
Okay.
out to the high school. Just the writing center
Okay, just
actually
the
went out to
writing
do
center, okay.
the workshop. They did one on campus, and I was there for that one. They kind of went over some instructions on how to set your poems up to where they flow.
Okay.
There's different.
They went through different key like poetry devices, metaphors, similes, stuff like that. Different styles, formats for poems, sonnets, haikus.
So I learned a lot.
All right. So they went through all the formal
Yeah, they basically
terminology of poetry.
Right. And so then from that we created impromptu poems, and they were there to assist if we
Wow.
needed some assistance. So it was really good. It was a good it was a good workshop. I learned a lot.
I
really
should have
did.
been a part of that. I want to say good morning to Dr. Sharice Jones Branch, who says good morning. Good morning. Thank you for checking in. So is our classes out already?
Monday.
Today is the last day of
Okay.
class.
Alrighty. I'm sure everyone's happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
but
I'm sure.
before you leave campus, go to the library tomorrow.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Okay, so again, we don't want to get too deep into that. I want to go back to talking about the theme not the theme. I guess it's the theme for the month. Poem in your pocket.
Yeah, poem in your pocket, yes. That is where you can write a poem, or you can find a poem and you can share it with others, whether it be social media, whether you're passing them out to individuals that come into the library, or just wherever. And we walked across the campus. We also went to the mayor's office and passed out poems on April the 18th, which was the actual Poem in Your Pocket Day. And so you just share them, carry them around in your pocket, read them. It could be just a inspirational poem or motivational poem to help you with your day. You have to be having a bad day or something.
You know, poetry has a way of tapping into emotions, and I'm a writer myself, and so it can help you either express emotions that you need to release, or it express emotions that you didn't want to express. Poetry has a way of tapping into all of that, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I encourage anyone that is interested in writing, don't try to be so formal in the beginning. Just write and let it flow, and then you can organize your words later.
You can always come back and edit it.
Yes,
That's what we learned in the workshop. Just start. You got to start from somewhere, and just be creative with it.
Plus,
That's
free
what it's
verse
about.
is probably the most common form of poetry writing nowadays.
Right, free verse.
And I'm trying to relax my style. Like, I tend to be rhyming, like either the first two words,
And you don't have to rhyme.
And I don't know. I think I'm stuck in a structured mindset. So I'm
Just
trying to just
try one that's just free verse.
yeah.
It could be something that you just see outside or something, and it just strike a chord in you, and you just jot it down, and you can come back and create your poem later.
And see, poetry has no rhyme or reason. I think I'm kind of caught up in that mindset because I took like English lit, not English lit, just literature, and there was just this different structure to those older, 18th, 17th century. But anyway, I do encourage anyone out there, if you're interested in writing, just write and release those emotions, and then go back, like Miss Sherry said, go back and edit them later. All right, so let's talk about the proclamation that the mayor presented during one of your events.
Oh, that was very exciting. I wasn't expecting it, but I was very pleased and very happy that the mayor's office agreed to write a proclamation for us.
Okay.
He came out on April the 15th, and he issued a proclamation for the entire city of Jonesboro to get everyone involved in writing and being creative again.
That's awesome.
Because a lot of times the students have gotten away from that because of the social media and the internet, and so they've kind of got away from writing. So I think poetry is kind of a way to get them back thinking and being creative when they write.
Okay.
Jordan, you want to add anything to that?
I mean, I think one of the big things about the proclamation was, one, it was just a cool event to have at the library, but it mostly just feels like it was a sign to the city and to anyone paying attention, that poetry is good and helpful, and it's a really good way to write, like Miss Sherry was saying. Not everybody has time for, a short story or anything like that, but you could write a poem in 5 minutes. It could be a great poem.
And hopefully more and more younger people will get into writing. And one thing I find that helps is writing prompts. It helps you be a little more creative and think outside the box a little bit. And so hopefully not just younger people, everyone that's feeling stumped, they feel like their creativity is kind of, I don't know, it's gone into hiding or something. Hopefully they will start tapping into just writing. Like I said, just getting people to write again and be creative. And I never know how that creativity can spill over into other areas of their lives. We just need to free our brain, free our mind.
It's when the Writing Center did the mini workshop, we also had what we call impromptu poems.
Okay.
So I gave a few, and one of them was "My Mother Is," because Mother's Day was coming up. So "My Mother Is" was one of the prompts, and so some people took that one. And another one that I had given was to take the letters in your first name and create a poem from that.
An acrostic.
So, which they call an acrostic poem. And so we didn't know what it was called, and we did find out that day that that's what they're called.
And unfortunately, I have a cue for my first letter, so I'm always stuck.
Oh, you can find something.
I'm trying to find a word that something creative that starts with a Q.
Yes, you can. Just think about it.
All right. So to wrap up Poetry Month, National Poetry Month, you all are hosting an event, kind of a slam tomorrow. So tell us more about the time and location, and do people have to pre-register to show up? Give us all the details about that.
Well, I'll start off.
Okay.
Tomorrow, the Poetry Slam will be at the Dean Bellis Library at on Arkansas State University campus, 322 University Loop Circle. We do have time slots already filled, but we will take walk-ups. So they just because they didn't sign up for a specific time, they still can come out and participate. So we will take walk-ups as well. The poems should not be over 3 minutes.
Okay.
They need to be rated PG or G.
Okay.
No props, no costumes, no music.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they can be original, so they can write their original poem, or they can borrow someone else's poem and they can slam someone else's poem.
We do have a few people that are performing famous works, or I think we have several students performing friends' works where their friend wrote the poem, but they weren't quite feeling up to the task of performing in front of people.
Oh, wow.
And we have students, staff, and faculty participating in this.
That's going to be awesome. Are you all going to do some recording at all?
I know
right now we
considered it, but I don't know if we're going to be able to.
We don't have anyone that has the time to come out. We checked with a few people, and since today is the last day of class, the student groups can't come out tomorrow because today is the official last day of class.
Okay.
So we're hoping maybe we'll find someone that maybe can benefit from it next semester, maybe to come out and record it.
So if there are any freelance photographers that are wanting to go out, enjoy some poetry, get some shots and videos,
we really would appreciate it.
They would definitely appreciate you.
We will have a celebrity. We will have judges.
Okay.
We do have a celebrity judge.
All right.
So it's going to be exciting.
Can you spill that? Or you have to keep it under wraps.
I don't think it's really under wraps. We've just been saying that it's a celebrity judge.
Okay.
But our very own Dr. Kelly Davis will be our celebrity judge tomorrow. So we're looking forward to it. And we're excited. And we have 2 other judges. One is a faculty member, and we have a student judge as well. So we're excited about it. It's our first time doing it. So we're excited.
All right, so please go out and support. And what time does it start?
It starts at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
2 o'clock. All right, so please go out and support the Poetry Slam hosted by the library, 2 o'clock p.m. Now, is it going to be in that bottom, like?
It's going to be on the main library for second floor, inside the library.
Okay. Now, will it be out? I haven't been over there in so long. I know there's a way when you walk in, well, coming from on campus, it's like in a big open space. So will you be in the open, or is there a room?
No, it's an open space, but it's inside the library. So if you were coming, if you're parking, if it's the community that's coming and they park in the back parking lot, when they enter, they'll be on the first floor. So they would come in and they will walk past the first lab there on the left. They can either come up the stairs or the elevator to the second floor.
Okay.
And then they will enter the actual library.
Okay.
So the library is on the second floor.
Okay.
And if you come from the front, you'll be on the second floor if you're coming from the front of the campus, and then you'll make the left to enter the library.
Okay. Excuse me. All right, so again, come on out to the Poetry Slam, and then there are some time slots still open, so...
I think
we don't actually have any time slots open at the moment, but we definitely expect some students may not show up for their time slots, and so we've got some walk-ins, and there'll probably be a little shuffling around.
Okay. Well, for no other reason, just go out and enjoy some poetry performed by staff, students. Will staff? I'm so sorry, I lost it. Will staff be performing as well?
there are students, staff, faculty, and anyone that's in the community that would like to come out and show some of their creativity. They're welcome to join us as well, because this is open to the community as well.
All right. And this is one of those ways that A-State is always trying to connect with the community and get you all engaged in activities that are happening on campus. So go on campus, support the people that are performing. If there's some time open, maybe you get a chance to perform. You know, we never know what can happen.
And I'd like to thank our partners, the Arkansas State University Writing Lab, the Sigma Nu Gamma English Club, and I also like to thank our director, Jeff Bailey, for allowing us to host the National Poetry Month events throughout the entire month of April. And we also really would like to thank the mayor's office for coming out, and they've been very supportive of us as well. And I also want to thank the planning committee as well, because they've done a wonderful job as well.
Well, shout out to you all, and thank you so much for, shining some light on this.
One more that I don't want to leave out is the Student Government Association. They have been awesome.
So thank you to everyone that has played a role in helping to make all of the month's events, successful and enjoyable. I hope that people are inspired or motivated to say, okay, let's continue this. Let's plan for something big, not just that bigger, but just plan for next year. And let's make it great and get the community more engaged.
We did have 3 wonderful speakers to come out. I don't want to leave them out. We had Dr. Rick Lott, who's an English professor. He writes poetry. He's a published poet from Arkansas. We also had Dr. Kim Ariel. He's also a creative writer, professor on the A-State campus, and he's also spoke. He also helped with the workshop. And then we had a book talk signing by Yashara Barber, and she also came out and she did a wonderful job as well. So I want to thank our speakers that came out as well. We really appreciate them and hope that they will join us again next year.
All right. So again, April is National Poetry Month. And in recognition of that, the Dean B. Ellis Library, students, staff, and everyone in between have been participating in a variety of events that help to highlight poetry in every aspect. There were workshops, highlighting or discussing the types of poetry, how they're outlined, how they're written, what's possible. The possibilities are endless, really, when it comes to poetry. There is a sticky note project that's still going on. So when is the last day for people to come and submit their put their sticky notes up?
Since the Poetry Slam is tomorrow and that's the last day of April, I would say officially April the 30th will be the last day for the Sticky Note Poetry.
And I'm sure most students are ready to get off campus anyway. They're probably packing as we speak.
I'm sure some are.
And we did make use of all of the poems that people submitted at the beginning of March, and we took all the majority of all of the poems and created a booklet, and we issued it to the mayor as a thank you, so that he would have a collection of all the poems that we did collect.
That's amazing.
For the entire month.
And the proclamation that the mayor wrote, where will it be displayed or where will it be housed?
We have not officially decided where it's going. Currently, it is in my office.
Okay. Well, we definitely want to see it out, or would you think maybe make a copy of it to put out and keep the original kind of protected?
Right, and that's probably what we're planning to do. We're trying to let everything kind of wind down a little bit, and then we'll decide where we're going to post it so that people can see it.
And that is a wonderful collection piece, I guess you say, to add to the archives of Arkansas State University. Something that's this month is not recognized. It just makes you feel special when you have a month or a day or something set aside. That's, the mayor or whoever the official of the city has issued a proclamation saying we will recognize this. So.
And it's not just the A State Library or the A State campus, but it's the community as a whole can celebrate the K through 12. I mean, it's for everyone.
So I really do hope that the whole community next year in April, let's have more poetry events.
Yes.
All right. Well, we thank you so much for joining us. It was so great to meet you, Mr. Jordan. And don't forget, tomorrow, 2:00 p.m. on the second floor of the D.V. Ellis Library, there will be a poetry slam wrapping up National Poetry Month. You don't want to miss it. So thank you all. And thank you all for listening. And stay tuned for part 2 of Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.